Hey there! If I told you had a story and I wanted to hear it, would you tell it? Better yet, would you share your story with the world knowing you could help yourself or someone else? Hi, I'm Christine, and I believe everyone has a story. Well, we have multiple stories because our lives are in different increments, depending on what's going on in the chapters of who we are, which completes an entire book. So my story is, I am a mother who lost her 17-year-old daughter on New Year's Day, 2007. Her name is Nicole Marie. I say that not for anyone to feel sorry for me, but to let you know that you can live life after change and tragedy. Yes, we can. And so today I'm going to talk about diversity because there is so much of it, and yet we can all come together no matter where we're from.
Yes.
Today my guest is Christine Ellis.
Another Christine.
Another Christine. The Christines.
The Christines.
The black and white version is what we tell everybody.
We always tell people that that's who we are. And if you see the picture that we just showed, we have each other's back.
We have each other's back. Black and white doesn't matter.
That's right.
So that's why I bring diversity. Christine is from Haiti, and her involvement in our community is quite inspiring. So we're going to start out with asking Christine, what part of Haiti?
That I'm from?
Yes.
Well, I'm originally from Haiti. Currently, I'm an American citizen, but I was born in Haiti in a little village called Tiburon, and it's in the southeast part of the peninsula of where Haiti, the map is. So I'm kind of at the tip, right by the beach, and that's where I was born.
The beach. I love water and I love the woods. So one day I'll have
Yes.
a combination of water and the beach,
Yes.
or the woods. Now you're also a mom.
I am also a mom. I've been married for 32 years with my husband, and I have 2 adult children, and I have a daughter which I adore, and a son that he's the best son ever.
Wait, my son's the best ever.
I know, that's what mom says.
I'm thinking that we got our back thing's going to change here.
Yeah, one day I told him, I said, "You're the best son I've ever had." And he looked at me funny, and he said, "Mom,
I'm your only son. My son and I have that same conversation, and I'm sure yours says that he loves you, and you probably say, "No, I love you more." And my son's like, "This is not an argument to be had."
That's right. They always got to tell you that. Yeah.
So when did you come to America?
I came when I was 17. My dad had already immigrated here in 1970, and in upstate New York in Nyack.
Okay.
And so when I came, he had been here for a while, and so I lived in Queens with my aunts, and then went to New York, back and forth to Nyack and Queens and Brooklyn. So I'm kind of like a New York kind of girl.
All right. I don't know anything about New York, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's a place.
Mine's on my bucket list. I have some friends in New York.
I mean, Manhattan is the best. It's the best. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so when you were 17, did you come here with your family?
No, I flew here by myself.
At 17?
At 17,
We
with
know
a little
17.
bag. With a little bag with about a few little dresses in it and little underwears and things. My mom packed me and sent me. I had a tourist visa.
Okay.
I was just coming to visit, and when I get here, I decided to stay to go to school, and so my dad applied for me to be able to have a student visa, and then from there I stayed, and he applied for me to have permanent resident, and I'm one of the dreamers.
The dreamers.
I'm
Oh,
one
what
of
an
the dreamers.
era.
So the first two, 3 years of being here in this country, I didn't have regular papers. I didn't have a permanent residence. So I know what it feels like to be here, and what it's a desire to really enrich yourself and become something, and wanted to go to school. So I love the fact that school is what really helped me.
What schooling were you talking about?
I'm talking about high school. I spent 1 year in high school because in Haiti I was almost finishing high school and getting ready to go in university. And so when I came here, I had to take that class back again, which was that 1 year in high school. And then from high school, then I went into, we're looking at where could I do, and it was always my desire to go into nursing school. But because I was not a permanent resident, anything at the time, I tried to go to nursing school, and they told me I couldn't get a license after I finished because I was not a resident here.
Okay.
So what happened is that I went to Nassau Community College at that time and just took a 2-year program of a medical assistant. So I became a medical assistant.
Okay. I was a medical assistant at one time, very young age.
I started that, I started as a medical assistant. I was a CNA, which is a certified nursing assistant, then I became an LPN, which is
worked
a
your way up.
license, and I became an RN, which was a registered nurse. Then I have a bachelor in science and
Wow.
nursing. So the whole gamut. When I tell people that education is wherever you want it to be, your higher education is your life. It's a lifelong affair. It is a lifelong affair.
I didn't know that about you.
Yes. So
Wow,
now
you
know.
see, you never know. That's why I ask, hey, what's your story? Because
Yes.
I like to think that I've been told, you ask a lot of questions. And I'm like, of course I do. I
That's
want to
all
know.
I want you to know.
I
Yes.
want to know instead of think I know and be foolish.
That's correct, because a lot of people, you see them really hating each other is because they don't take the time. I tell people together we are stronger, and so when you sit down and I know your story, you know my story, then we come for a point of understanding of each other, and so we can get along. Because you know what I went through and why am I acting the way I act like now.
Exactly. You know, some people like to say, oh, where I came from doesn't define me. Christine, I disagree. I think it defines us because it's where we came from, not where we have to stay.
Correct. And then there's a difference between defining meaning, in other words, give you your characteristic, make you more, sensitive to others, compassion. I mean, create in you a sense of belonging.
I love that word.
A sense of grabbing on other
I love
people
that too.
and want to take them with you. But again, as you said, we don't have to stay with it.
No, we don't. So it does define us. It doesn't have to keep us captive.
Yes, correct.
So I don't want to
Because
say
as you introduced yourself earlier, you will always be a mom
Yes.
who lost a daughter,
Yes.
but that doesn't define who you are.
no.
Because you have gone through that grief and now you are moving forward. It's amazing.
I do it with a lot of honor and a lot of memories. And I have my bad days, as anybody else does, so
Oh,
don't
we
be
all
fooled.
do.
But we all have something that will make us feel like not getting up that day, whether it's the loss of a loved one or something that we were wanting we didn't get, of a relationship or
Yeah.
a job, or something that our heart was set on and something said, no, it's not going to happen today. But your attitude every day you get up is what makes you decide what you're going to
There
do.
are always three answers. No, wait.
And yes. I like yes. If you tell me no, I'm going to say, well, who's going to tell me yes?
Yes.
I'll earn the yes, though.
We're gonna keep looking.
Okay.
The Christines are the kind of girl that looks for the yeses. But sometimes we have to learn how to wait.
So fast forward. Now you shared with me your history of how you got here, what your determination was, the medical field, and now I've gotten to know you in the last year and a half or so.
Okay.
So moving forward,
It
you
feels
talk-
like a long time now.
It does. It does. But I value your friendship. I
Thank
really
you, me
do.
too.
I think women can be very empowering,
Yes.
and unfortunately, there are some people that don't have an understanding
Yes.
of what empowerment means. They think
Yes.
maybe sometimes that control, and it's not really control. It's about let me be that leader. You can be that leader. We can be that leader
Absolutely.
together.
Absolutely.
So with you coming from Haiti and the diversity that you bring
Yes.
to leadership, you're very involved in the community.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so tell me what you do in the community that brings your background of being from Haiti, and then what you do now, because there's something else that's coming about.
Yes. So, well, really, when I came out at 17 and went to school there and all, in order for me to achieve what I did, not knowing English and really trying my best to survive into a culture that I was totally foreign to. And when they call you a foreigner, you are a foreigner. And so I had no idea. With high school here was really at those years were really, really difficult.
I have to stop you because I forgot to ask you. You talked about language.
Yes.
I didn't think about that. That must have been difficult because we all have been told that English is the hardest language to learn.
And basically I can speak 3 languages very fluently, and then I speak a little bit of Spanish. And so to me it was because I didn't know left and right. I will get lost on the subway. I'll be able to write it to a policeman and he can read it. But when I opened my mouth, and it was very difficult for them to understand.
So then with that being said, and we'll get back to where you're going,
Yeah.
with school and the language barriers, and you were teaching yourself, you were determined to learn, did you come across anything that was difficult because people did see that you were not from our country, that there was a break in communication, that made you feel maybe that you were different, that maybe you got struggles because you're like, you know what, I'm not from here. I don't know.
It was around, but it didn't affect me. I'll tell you why. Because from the time I was little, the day that I was born, there was the biggest cyclone in Haiti. 7,000.
Cyclone?
Cyclone.
Whoa.
A cyclone. The 7,500 people died. That day, my mom had to birth me into an attic with the midwife standing on the ladder, and then I came out. Water was up this high to the ladder. So I was born with a determination that most people might not think that was in me. So being dropped in New York into a culture that was totally different and things, the boys and the girls thought that I was just a little bit fresh out because I came from a little background of Catholic and school with the nuns and everything. Always wanted to be a nun at one point. So here I am
I
now.
say none for you.
None for me. And here I was now. There was something in me, the tenacity that started to rise up and started to say, no, not today. Mm-hmm. And I remember I needed one more credit to graduate from high school. And I had to go to Manhattan and take the train there and go to an auto body class to take that one credit. Auto body class. I was the only girl with 35 rambunctious boys from Brooklyn into that class.
Oh, I bet you told them what they could be doing differently.
They were the one who really forged me into understanding that I needed to stand up and say who I was.
Oh, yeah.
In my broken English, when they were telling me, you don't fix the car, you go sweep the floor, I said, no, me don't clean floor, me fix cars.
That's funny.
So that took me, that period of time, started to come to understand who I was and what I wanted to be and what I wanted to become. And so it started to forge. And I had a strong aunt. My Aunt Gina, she was strong. She taught me to really stand like a woman. And Aunt Gina was really up in and she didn't have the best of education. She also was an LPN as she went away, more and more. But the clientele that she sees were very upscale clientele, so she will take me to those people. And when I get to those people's houses, I will look, I will see, I was around models. Vogue models. I babysat their kids.
Wow.
So I've learned a few ways how to carry myself, how to understand. And when the men were sitting down having conversation, and I would be hearing their conversation, they were filmmakers that would come to her home. Her husband was a producer, the Grier. So I would be around them, and I will catch it. I will catch it. And when I caught it, it was already in me.
Nice.
And so it rise up.
Rise up like a phoenix.
Yes, it did.
So going back to with the question of the education,
yes.
Education is a very big part of your foundation now that I know why.
And my family is big on education. My dad didn't start school until he was 10 years old because he lost his mom. And he was born out of wedlock, and so because of that, his mom died. He saw his mom get into a boat to go to another city, and the mom never came back. He was only 7 years old.
Oh, it sounds like the movie The Titanic in a way, but
and so he was.
That's all
so education is really big, and my dad was self-taught and very well-known man and studying and things like that. So he made sure that we all were educated, and then we make sure our children are educated, and the world will be educated.
I believe the children are our future.
Yes,
we do
the
need
world
to
will
teach
be
them.
Educated through us.
Yes, the older need to teach the younger, but we can also learn from the younger
That's
too.
correct.
So it's never
That's
just one-sided.
Absolutely.
I grew up where you heard, because I said so.
Yes.
Well, I always question it. Go figure. I question that. I'm like, what do you mean? Because I said so.
My mom
I need to know why.
All I had was nose and mouth because I always ask the questions. Yes. I'm a question girl.
Also, then I understand why we get along so well.
Yes.
So, you're very big education in the community here of Chandler, Arizona.
Yes.
And your platform is education.
Platform for what?
I'm glad you asked. So I understand that you're running for a seat at the Chandler City Council.
Mm-hmm,
that's big for a woman.
So fast forward.
Or anyone for that matter. I know the councilman and the mayor, and I live in one of the best cities. I have to say, I love it. It's like a small town. I moved from a small town, and I stayed here because there was something about this town and the people I met. So tell me more.
Well, fast forward, I met my husband. He was already here in Chandler, came from Barbados working for Intel. He came to help open the Intel plant, Chandler Boulevard, the first one here.
It's growing more.
Yes, it's more and more. And when we met, I came here and I moved. I didn't know anyone here. When my family heard I was coming to Chandler, they were like, okay, where are the snakes and where are the tumbleweeds? Because that's all everybody had ever saw. And here we are, fast forwarding 32 years later. I've been into this city. I've seen it grown and everything. But now, 2018, I had a desire to serve at a higher level in our city. I had been serving in many different capacities in this with the city, whether it's school, whether it's helping with less fortunate, whether it's also my own business, because I've owned a business in the city for over 20 years, and all those things happening. But now I feel that it is in me. It's, like the little fire that is in your bone. And
Yeah, I do. I can't put it out no matter how much someone tells me.
Yes, yes.
So it's the Christine Ellis 2020.
It's the Christine Ellis 2020. We are coming strong with that. Encouraging people to understand, and as you said, you started with diversity, and that's one of the major things we want to bring is diversity. We all diverse. We all have different backgrounds. You just heard a little bit of mine, and that's who made me who I am. As you said earlier, I can't erase it. I mean, that's what I'm telling people. Don't try to turn into something that people want you to be. Be yourself, and you will thrive, and you will always be who God created you to be. Stay in your lane and be the best that you can be.
Christine, I believe that just like our fingerprints are unique, so are the stories of our lives. There's
Yes,
not one
are.
person that has the same exact story.
Nope.
We have journeys that are similar.
Yeah.
We have situations that are similar.
But
there's no way that someone has the exact same thing, just like our
Absolutely.
fingerprint that identifies us as unique.
Yes.
So in a short, brief summary, I love to ask this question. Should tomorrow not come, because we all know that death does happen, even though it's the hardest thing for us to grasp because we don't understand that emotion and that feeling, especially if it's sudden, what legacy do you want to leave for people to remember you by?
I know that tomorrow will always come because I live with changes of my life. I've always seen changes, and for the best and for the worst, but always change is good to me because I don't like to stay stagnant. I like to move forward. I like to see, learn, and experience new things. And so if tomorrow comes right now, the legacy that I want to leave for those who were around me and be with me around is a legacy of faith. I want it to be said that I had great faith, a faith that was unshakable, a faith that is when I believed in something, I see it come to pass because that is who I am. That is the things that I have been accomplished. When I look back 56 years later in the manner that I entered this world, and for me to be where I am right now, I can't help myself but believing that there is a greater purpose. There are things that are in us for a time just like this, and we can't help ourselves but to allow it to happen in us.
And diversity does not have to divide us.
No, that diversity is, and that's the thing about being in Chandler. We have such a great number of different group culture. It's culture, religion, race, and age, all of it. We have it in Chandler. And I say that it's something for us to embrace and then also to cherish.
And let's not forget that there are other communities that are just as great as we keep speaking of ours that are out there. And I think it's great because diversity, it can divide you if you allow it to. I think we started in the beginning.
Yeah.
We're all from somewhere.
We're all from somewhere. We were never, born to be just exactly where we are right now. We were born for the whole world, to go different places and meet different people. So if you have not done that, I will encourage you to step out of your comfort zone. One of my friends says that the way that you know that you were born to go is to just pack a suitcase and put it by the door, and things will start happening.
Or in your case, it was a small bag.
Yes, in my case, it was a small bag.
Thank you, Christine, for your time.
Oh, thank you.
I now know a little bit more about you than I thought I knew.
Yes, you do.
So
yes,
2020 is a spectacular year, as many people have been saying. 2020 is my year. Well, this really is a year that you're making your year.
Yes,
I tell everybody every year is your year.
That's
it doesn't
right.
have to be
I
one
love
particular
that. When
year.
I saw you put that, I really loved it because every year has always been my year. What I have made of every year, at the end of it, I want to start the year strong and I want to finish the year strong.
So with that being said, whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, whether it be 2020, 2021, or any year that comes up, each year is giving you those steps to be that one person you feel that you're going to be. And then, like you said, in 2018, you knew there was something in you. Now here here's 2020, and you're running for something that I support. I love our community.
Well, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you are there, you would like to support, please join us. And it's Christine2020.com. Just go there and put your little dot on there and support.
Or leave a comment that we can be reached.
That's right.
Okay. So with that being said, thank you again.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in to see what diversity is all about. We really don't need to be divided. Come back again to the next episode because, as I said before, these just keep getting better and better. I love it. And if you have a story that you want to share, please reach out to me, private message me, put something in the comments below, and I will definitely sit and listen to you. Until then, you have a great day.
Like I said, we are family. I got my sissies with me.
We'll see you next time.
Love.